Hello everyone. You're welcome to the topic Polynomial Division. So we've talked in the past in the other classes about polynomials being the combination of terms. So in case you're given a polynomial to divide, they're asking you divide to this expression. So how do you do that? First of all, there are some definitions we need to make here. So what we're asked to divide is usually called the dividend, and what we are using to divide is called the divisor. So, and usually the answer we get, our answer after dividing, is what we call the quotient. And in some cases, we may have a remainder, depending if there is. So, um, how do we solve this? Let's try and solve this. So we use the long division method to solving this question. Says 6x squared plus 10x minus 4. So we write it this way whenever you're asked to divide polynomials. And the steps it follows a three-step process, which it's also a repetition. If you just keep repeating those same steps, that's division, multiplication or multiply, and subtract. So this is the three steps you follow. So what happens is, so we have to solve this. So what we now need to do is we need to divide this x here by 6x squared. So how do you do that? So the way to do that is you write 6x squared, the same divided by x. That's 1x. We don't usually just put the 1 in front of this x here. So what this is saying is 1 divided by 6 is 6. Then whenever you have a division, whenever you're dividing two variables, you always subtract their power. So this x is also raised to power 1, we just didn't put it. So we now write, because they are x up and down, numerator and denominator here, you write x, you just write one of the x. Then you now have to subtract the power of the numerator from that of the denominator. So it's going to be 2 minus 1. So which will give us 6x raised to the power 1. So that is, so when you say x divided by 6x squared, it gives us 6x raised to the power 1. So I said, and I told us before, that we divide, then we multiply. So we divide, then we now multiply. So now we need to multiply. We use our quotient. We call this part of the answer we've gotten, as I said, it's called quotient. We use this quotient to multiply the x. We use it to multiply the divisor. So we start by multiplying the x first, then we now go to the plus 2. So 6x multiplied by x will be 6x squared. Then 6x multiplied by plus 2 will be plus 12x. So I said the next step is to subtract. So we now need to subtract what we got from the dividend itself. If you remember, we called what we are dividing the dividend. So now, after multiplying whatever we got, which is a 6x squared plus 12x, we need to subtract it from the dividend up here. So we put minus sign here and we put minus sign here as well. So between each terms. So we now draw a line. So 6x squared minus 6x squared is 0. 10x minus 12x will be So 10 minus 12 is minus 2, then minus 2x. So that would be minus 2x. So since we have minus 2x now, we now bring down our constant. So that will be minus 4. We bring down this minus 4. So it's just the way we usually do our long division when you're dividing just normal numbers. So here, we now need to divide x again. So we follow this process all over again. We follow this process all over again by dividing again. So we divide x by minus 2x. So let's look at that down here. Minus 2x divided by x. So which is equals to minus 2 divided by 1, because we have the quotient, we divide the quotient by themselves, that's minus 2. Then x divided by x will be x raised to power, this is raised to power 1. So we subtract the power 1 minus 1, which is equals to minus 2x raised to power 0. And in math, any expression raised to power 0 is 1. So that means if we put 1, it will minus 2 multiplied by 1, which is equals to minus 2. So what we've got is minus 2. So x divided by minus 2x is minus 2. So we now multiply. We go to the next step by multiplying here. So minus 2, we will use our quotient, minus 2, multiply each of what makes up the dividend. Sorry, the divisor here, this is the divisor. So minus 2 multiplied by x will be minus 2x. Minus 2 multiplied by plus 2 will be minus 4. And then the next step is to subtract. So we introduce subtraction. So we put subtraction minus here, and you put it in between each of the 10. So minus 2 minus minus. So the law in maths says that minus multiplied by minus equals positive. Minus multiplied by positive equals negative. Plus multiplied by negative equals negative. Plus multiplied by plus, positive, equals positive. So here, negative multiplied by negative becomes positive. So minus 2 plus 2 becomes 0. Then minus 4, because this is minus minus, minus times minus is plus as well. So minus 4 plus 4 is 0. So we don't have any remainder. So our final answer is 6x minus 2. So that's the answer. 6x minus 2 without a remainder. So, and we can quickly do one more question. Let's see one more question. So this is another example we're given. So in case we're given another question, let's say that is 6x raised to the power 4 minus 30x squared plus 24 divided by 2x squared minus 8. So one thing we need to look at is we need to look at the order or the power. So the power should be in descending order. So we have x raised to the power 4 here, but we don't have x raised to the power 3 before we have x raised to the power 2 here. And we don't even have x before we went to getting the constant. So because those are missing, we need to introduce them. So introducing them we'll have to rewrite the dividend, which is 6x raised to the power 4. Then we introduce the cube, so plus 0x cubed minus 30x squared plus 0x plus 24. Then we now divide it by the 2x squared minus 8. So that's what we need to first do, because it's good to take care of the missing terms. The terms should be in descending order, and for anyone that is missing, we need to replace it by introducing 0 multiplied by x cubed. Because anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So and then that justifies why it's missing. But to help us in solving the problem, we need to introduce that. So yeah, so let's solve now using the long division method. So that is, we put our divisor here and we put our dividend here. Okay, so we say 2x squared into 6x raised to the power 4 will give us 3x squared. And 3x squared multiplied by 2x squared will be 6x raised to the power 4. The 3x squared multiplied by negative 8 will be negative 24, will be negative 24x squared. So because it is on x squared, we need to put this under where we have x squared. So negative 24x. Then we introduce our subtraction signs. We subtract between the terms. So here, 6x raised to the power 4 minus 6x to the power 4 is 0. So 0x cubed. So we don't have anything here. Then minus 30x squared minus minus 24. Minus minus becomes plus. So minus 30 plus 24 becomes minus 6x squared. Then we put plus 0x. So then we can now also divide again, because so 2x squared divided by minus 6x squared will give us minus 3. Minus 3. So when we multiply the minus 3 by the 2x squared will be minus 6x squared. Then minus 3 multiplied by 8 will be 24 plus 24. So that means at that point we need to bring down our constant here, because then minus 8 times minus 3 will be, as I said, plus 24. So we have to write that under 24. We don't have anything for x here. So we now need to subtract. So subtract, we need to introduce a subtraction sign. So minus 6, minus minus becomes plus. Minus 6 plus 6 is 0. Then 24 minus 24 is 0. So our final answer is 3x squared minus 3. So that is the answer. Yeah, it's a little tricky, but that's the way we solve it. Yeah, thank you for watching this class. If you like the class, please do subscribe to the class. And I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Thank you.